This video was created by VinylicPuma of VinylicPumaGaming.
Hey guys, so I've got another Fallout 4 theory and speculation video for you guys today. As you may have guessed from this video's thumbnail as well as the title, I'm going to be theorizing as well as speculating about the possibility of Elder Maxson, the Brotherhood of Steel's leader in Fallout 4, being a cybernetically enhanced human. Now, I do know that unlike Kellogg, Maxson doesn't drop cybernetics upon his death. However, based on some interesting terminal entries from Proctor Quinlan, he may have implants that we don't know about. According to Proctor Quinlan's terminal chronicling the rise of Elder Maxson, there is a strange passage in the aftermath section that reads, and I quote, "Arthur Maxson is happy to be one thing, the perfect human specimen and example of everything a human being can achieve, assisted, even enhanced by advanced technology, but still very much human." Now, is it just me, or does anyone else find it strange that Proctor Quinlan seems to have to insist that Arthur Maxson is human? Why would I have any reason to doubt that he isn't a pure human, and could it be possible that other people both within and outside the Brotherhood of Steel suspect or possibly even know that Elder Maxson is something else? Now, before we continue here, I do feel that it's important to mention that it seems unlikely that Arthur Maxson would be a Generation 3 synth. The Brotherhood would have discovered that Maxson was a Gen 3 synth plant like they did for Paladin Dance, and they would have executed him on sight. While I will admit that it's interesting that he doesn't ever seem to need to eat or sleep, Maxson has aged since his first appearance in Fallout 3, so Maxson would fulfill at least two components for being a synth, but not the third, which is that synths do not age. Furthermore, the ideal time to replace someone with a synth would be when they are alone, which Maxson never appears to be, or while they are asleep, which appears to never happen. Now, my theory is that Maxson is something else, and I think that Maxson is a transhuman being. So you may be wondering, what is a transhuman and what is transhumanism? Well, according to Wikipedia and by extension, the World Transhumanist Association, a transhuman is someone whose basic capacities so radically exceed those of present humans as to be no longer unambiguously human by our current standards. Now, typically, transhumans tend to be either genetically modified humans or humans that have been enhanced by cybernetics. It seems unlikely that Maxson would have been genetically engineered, as he was born to both Jonathan and Jessica Maxson before the events of Fallout 3 and Fallout 4. Unless the Brotherhood on the West Coast possessed some kind of device that allowed them to manipulate the human genome, which, based on lore from previous games, this seems pretty unlikely in my opinion. However, it does seem more likely that Maxson may be enhanced with cybernetics. In Fallout 4, Kellogg is the only confirmed cyborg, as he was enhanced with a brain augmenter, a pain inhibitor, and a limb actuator. And it's possible to extrapolate that this may have made Kellogg more intelligent, more resistant to pain, as well as stronger than an actual human, thanks to these cybernetic enhancements. It's also worth mentioning that Kellogg appears to be in his mid to late 40s, yet he's actually over the age of 100. And as far as Maxson is concerned, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that he could have some cybernetic enhancements, especially when Quinlan's words read, assisted, even enhanced by advanced technology. So it would seem that, like Kellogg, maybe Maxson has been equipped or quote-unquote enhanced with some cybernetic implants. If this is the case, it might explain many of Maxson's accomplishments as a teenager. Overall, it seems unfeasible to me that Elder Maxson would have been able to kill a Deathclaw at the age of 13. It also seems more unlikely that Maxson would have been able to kill the Deathclaw by himself at the age of 13. And one thing that you'll notice throughout Fallout 4 is that many of the in-game NPCs, including some of the Brotherhood NPCs, recommend that you take on Deathclaws with help from other people. And keep in mind, these are Brotherhood soldiers that are wearing power armor, and they would wouldn't dare take on a Deathclaw by themselves. Based on Quinlan's record, it appears that Elder Maxson took the Deathclaw head-on as opposed to sniping it from a distance. His scuffle with the Deathclaw ultimately left a scar, and based on this entry in accomplishments, which reads, and I quote, "At age 13, he single-handedly killed a Deathclaw and gained the large facial scar that he still has to this day." Now, here's some speculation for you. I think Maxon took on the Deathclaw and he may have been mortally wounded as a result. The Brotherhood ultimately recovered him and helped rebuild him via cybernetics that they collected in the past. And believe it or not, this isn't totally out of the realm of possibility if you consider the former Star Paladin Cross. In previous Fallout games, both the Lone Wanderer from Fallout 3 and the Courier could become cyborgs. The Courier in particular has their brain, heart, and spine removed and replaced with cybernetics during New Vegas's Old World Blues DLC, and both player characters can become allied with the Brotherhood of Steel, and the faction doesn't appear to become hostile in either game. As far as NPCs go, Star Paladin Cross was a cyborg under Elder Lyons during Fallout 3, and at some point before the events of Fallout 3, she became wounded and Scribe Rothschild had to give her some cybernetics so she could survive. And who's to say that Maxon couldn't have also gone under a similar procedure after his fight with that Deathclaw at 13 years old. It's worth mentioning that Cross's cybernetics made it so that she doesn't need to sleep or eat. And it's interesting to mention this, but if you stay on the Pridwin's Bridge where Maxon is in Fallout 4, he never leaves that spot. While Maxon does have a room with a bed, and there's evidence that he has used his terminal, we never are able to actually witness him sleeping. It's possible that, like Cross from Fallout 3, Maxon may not ever need to sleep. And Maxon's eating habits are also peculiar as well, as you never can actually witness him going down to the mess hall to eat some food with some of the other Brotherhood members. It also doesn't appear that any other Brotherhood members bring him his food either. Now, I do want to discuss the implications of Elder Maxson being a cyborg. In Fallout 4, the Brotherhood hates the Institute as they feel that the Institute is continuing the terrible and horrific experiments of pre-war corporate America. And for that reason, I find it strange that the Brotherhood under Elder Lyons made use of cybernetics with Star Paladin Cross. Then again, I guess Robobrains are also cyborgs, and those were used by the Brotherhood outcasts during the outcast patrols in Fallout 3. And so maybe they aren't as opposed to cybernetics technology as I would have expected, even though it seems like they should be because they are extremely opposed to synthetic humans. Based on Quinlan's insistence that Maxon is very much human, it seems fair to say that there are some within the Brotherhood that suspect something is not quite right with Elder Maxson. It's possible that some may feel uncomfortable around a transhuman or cybernetically enhanced being. After all, pretty much all of the Brotherhood High Command flipped out when they found out that Dance was a synth. While synths and cyborgs are different, at some point, both synths and cyborgs would become indistinguishable from one another. You could argue that Generation 3 synths are already indistinguishable from human beings for the most part, and it wouldn't be difficult for synths to become more like cybernetic humans as well. Overall, it really makes me question the Brotherhood's motives. If the Brotherhood is okay with cybernetic organisms and transhumans, then why would there be such a big deal with synthetic humans? At some point, both synths and cyborgs would become one and the same, as both are essentially trying to emulate what the other has. Pure humans want better intelligence, enhanced strength, maybe higher resistance and tolerance to pain, where synthetic humans ultimately strive to be and act more like humans do, complete with flesh, bone, and even some of like mannerisms and emotions as well. It's such a shame that Bethesda didn't really do more campaign DLC to wrap up some of the loose ends within Fallout 4's story. hopefully they will explore more of the lore when Fallout 4 VR comes out sometime next year. Or whoever the next director for the next Fallout game is, hopefully they will look into whether if Maxon is a cyborg or not. Anyway guys, I think that's going to pretty much wrap up this particular video. So what do you guys think? Do you think Maxon could be a cyborg, or do you think that Quinlan is trying to lead us down the wrong path? But anyway guys, again, if you like this video, please be sure to leave a like, and as always, take care and I'll see y'all next time.